Welcome to Cinephile Maniacs. Greetings, fellow Earthlings, and welcome to yet another show of Drunken Premieres. I even almost forgot the name. As you can see, we have a head start, but we will finish what we started. Today, we're gonna watch the sci-fi movie. I think we'll delve into that in a short while. Independence Day 2.
Resurgence.
What?
Resurgence. Independence Day Resurgence.
Okay, that's the subtitle.
Yeah.
Second title. Okay. Fascinating. I'm really souped up to see this movie, as science fiction is really my thing. What about you? Do you have any... is this a science fiction movie?
Yeah, I would put it in the category of science fiction, but more about like disaster science fiction film. So more disaster than science fiction, really.
Is that dystopian? Dystopian disaster.
I don't think this one is dystopian. I don't think it will be dystopian at all, but I think more disaster sci-fi than sci-fi.
Okay, let's skip the disaster. I'm not too keen about that. But do you have a favorite sci-fi movie?
Yeah, my number one time sci-fi film would be Blade Runner. The fantastic Blade Runner.
That would be fun to make an entire show of, because I think that's one of the most overrated crap movies ever made.
Yeah, I know.
But
what is yours favorite then?
So here's my problem. Here's my favorite. Not of This Earth from 1982, starring Tracy Lords.
Oh, really?
Yes. It's a great remake on a Roger Corman movie, and I really like that one. If we send it to more serious, discuss more serious sci-fi, I would have to say Beyond the Black Rainbow, which is a very surreal science fiction, cold, almost in the vein of Tarkovsky, which you guys know that we love. Okay, so we'll be drinking today. My cheating note over here. But of course, we have to. It premieres in a couple of hours, but before we do that, we have to watch the original from 1996.
The classic original, yeah. It's been a while since I saw that one.
So we'll waste 2 hours, 15 minutes. Is that runtime?
Roughly.
Something like that.
Yeah.
We'll waste that and get back to you with a short summary. How have that film aged in 20 years? And let's take it from there.
Aged like a good
Okay,
wine.
but before we head into the film, this is the drink for tonight. It's Comitroff. It's something from Spain, so... Just by that,
and we all know the Spaniards maybe good at making fine illegal liquors.
It smells like caramel. Smell that.
It does smell like candy. Caramel candy.
And we all like candy.
It goes down smooth. Real smooth.
It's like drinking Katy Perry.
Right.
Alright, we'll see you in 2 hours and 15 minutes. Cheerios and quick, or what they say, the aliens.
Quick. We're now back from watching the modern classic Independence Day from 1996, as we said before. And what's your opinion? Did it age like a good old red Italian wine?
I love Amarone. This was not an Amarone. This was more a Castillo de Gredos. So, fairly mediocre story. Cheap. And a lot of these cliches. I don't know if they were before the cliches or the cliches came after the Independence Day, but... It's not... I mean, I can watch Terminator 2 and still think that's a great movie by its time. But this is so cheesy. Don't you think it's cheesy?
It's extremely cheesy, but for me, that's part of the fun, actually. I actually liked it a bit more now when I say... Of course, it's a dumb film. I'm not saying it's a good film, but it's a fun film. I love Jeff Goldblum. Bill Pullman, that's his name, the president. He's overacting constantly, which is awesome.
And I love the fact that Bill Pullman is the worst actor ever.
One of the worst.
No, to be playing the president.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Because his face is like a teenager. It's like Michael J. Fox in a rabbit hole.
Yeah. No, but I love those two actors and the 90s nostalgia and all the screen monitoring, watching, TV flickering.
I did not like one of the many things I did not like was the immensely weak effort to try to create a metaphor for everyone uniting in world peace once we have a bigger problem to solve. It will be interesting to see if the director
Roland Emmerich.
I thought it was Ronald Reagan. Has tried to recreate that in the second. It wouldn't surprise me, but we'll see. Okay, so what's your grade? 1 to 5.
I'm gonna give it a 3.
A 3.
Yeah.
Okay. I think you can guess my grade. Okay, so let's move on, and we're gonna see which one of your hosts is most like Will Smith in Independence Day 1, because we are going to bring out the Fernet Branca. This is a very disputed drink. Some love it, some hate it.
Michael Caine drinks it in.
We both hate it.
Yeah.
And that's why we drank almost the entire bottle. But what's left, you have to drink if you lose Galaga.
Galaga! The classic Atari game. I believe it was made by the same man who made the infamous E.T. game, which by many people is classed as the most awful game ever made.
The worst game ever made. Yeah, so we have a lot to look forward to. And the rules are simple. We're going to play one life, one up.
One shot, one opportunity.
And the one that scores the most points in killing bugs
is the winner!
Is the winner, and here's a win-lose situation, because the loser has to drink this, and the winner is Will Smith. I
don't want to be a Scientologist.
I'll try. Okay, see you soon.
It's time to kill some bugs. Galaga. I happen to be the reigning Galaga champion in this living room, at least. The trick is to just mash the button as much as physically possible. So far, so good. Yep. Oh! Not a close call. I'm actually getting nervous for my life. Ah! No! The corners are my friends. Be from the space bugs. No!
Okay, so 7,000 to beat. To avoid drinking the Fernet, which is not really one of my favorite drinks. This is eerily similar to Space Invaders, which we tried to get, but bugs keep coming up from below as well, which makes it a little bit more. Fuck! As you saw, it was a huge defeat for me. I think I'm not made to do two things simultaneously.
What? Go right and left?
No, talk and play a fucking game from 1981 that has no mechanics whatsoever. You can steer that with all the bottles that are over here. Okay, so down the hatch.
Down it goes.
Do you want something to share with?
We can have sure, I can have some of the caramel. It's called... It's called Comitroff, but it's from Spain. I think that it sounds Russian.
It's vodka in it, so I think that's the reason. Okay, so I'm just gonna drink it with this in, and I'll spit it out.
Yeah, just don't choke.
Cheers.
Always goes down smooth. How was it for you? No. Calm down. Whoosh. I'm feeling sick just watching you.
Fernet is quite... it's great sometimes, but that was like 10 centiliters.
The legend According to legend, it's very good for your stomach.
Yes, because it's herbal medicine, and herbs are very good for you, apparently. Okay, so it's high time to go watch Independence Day 2, Resurgence. I learned that just by hearing you say that thrice.
Yeah.
And we'll be back probably in 3 hours, but you won't notice because we have an editing program that you don't notice.
Not many people know about editing programs these days.
Exactly.
You'd be surprised.
Let's see if the editor of Independence Day 2 Resurgence know about editing programs.
Yeah, let's.
Or we have the backstage scenes involved. Okay, enough with the small talk. See you in a bit. High five.
We're back, folks! And we're gonna be discussing this. You can take this off. The 3D is over.
Alright, I thought it continued. I thought life was in 3D, but apparently I'm wrong.
Yeah.
And if we stumble upon words, it's because 3 vodkas has been downed, not pure, mixed.
Unpure.
So the outset for this show is great. Let's see if we land at the height of drunkenness, like in the first Captain America review, or if we keep it a little bit balanced. We don't know because our biological ecosystem is a mystery. What? I don't know.
Let's delve into dissecting this summer blockbuster.
And first of all, you will have our version of the rundown of the story, and it's quite simple. It's pretty much a copy of the first one. The skeleton, so to speak, is pretty much the same. 20 years has passed, as in real life. And there's a bigger threat coming in, bigger spaceships, bigger queens, bigger... Everything is bigger.
Everything is bigger.
Except the Human Defense Force.
Yeah, that's
They have some new weapons, but they get obliterated in the first wave of attacks by the aliens.
Exactly.
They still call them aliens.
Yeah, we'll talk more about that later. This one. Yeah, and this time, instead of just destroying Earth, they want to dig down into the molten core, which they managed to say at least 4 times during the whole film.
Do you think that is a Warcraft reference?
Might be. I don't know. Maybe they just want to ride on that train of success. That is Warcraft.
If that was the case, they would have had a demon nun.
Yeah.
So the Conjuring 2. Okay, so which actors do we have that was featured in the first one? We have Jeff Goldblum. We have the Bill Pullman, the president.
Pullman, yes.
He's still the president. We discussed this. I think if Jimmy Carter is not the president anymore and you meet him, you still call him Mr. President.
Maybe you do.
You're president for the rest of your life. As my father is a doctor for the rest of his life and can subscribe all kinds of exhilarating things. If he wanted to. I'm not saying he does. Just for the record.
But he could.
Yes. My asthma medicine is very convenient to have a doctor father.
That's correct.
Okay, we're digressing. What else happens?
No, we're
is there a school bus? Yes, but we're still on the story.
Yeah, okay, so what happens is they come back 20 years later on the 4th of July. They briefly say that, peace has conquered the whole earth. Mankind is for once united. First time in human history. Everyone has just dropped their guns and everyone's they're working together. And some ships have crashed and they have advanced. We have ships have crashed, and from those
ships... You mean
ships,
boats?
No, spaceships.
Spacecraft.
Yeah. Okay, whatever.
I thought you meant crisps.
And from those spaceships, we have managed to advance our own technology quite a bit. And Bill Pullman, who's playing the former president.
Yada. Yes. Humanity is faced with an even bigger challenge. But basically, let's return to that. It's the same movie as the first one.
It is exactly the same film. It takes place at the exact same places. It's Area 51. the Nevada desert, I believe it is. I don't know. Who cares? Anyway, it's the same places. The same thing happens.
And the same scenes are featured in the second. They paraphrase the same scenes as in the first one, in the second one.
Yeah.
With the interrogation of the aliens via strangulation, which is sort of kinky.
It is kinky.
Let's get the expert in here, Balint.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. And you also have the amazed looks on people.
Yeah.
I mean,
people staring at the sky. Being like,
when the shadow descends upon the earth, you have a lot of shots with people standing like this. And maybe that's a budget question, because I was asking myself, why don't they shoot this huge spacecraft?
Why not show it?
Yes. So,
one thing they have also from the first one is a lot of people walking up to characters being like, "Look at this, sir. You better see this. Listen to this."
Yes,
instead of just saying, come and look at this. Just say, "Hey, man, there's some aliens out here." Don't be like, "Come and look at this." Like all dramatic and mysterious.
Yes, and especially since it's happened once 20 years ago, people it should be on the world news.
Yeah,
that basically in the first one, America got invaded, and the major cities like Moscow and stuff like that. But the director had his go of like a cascade of showing American monuments.
Oh yeah, American monuments. Everywhere.
And that was better with the second one. There wasn't as much patriotism, Americanized, the Saving Private Ryan mentality with the...
They wouldn't dare to do that after Team America were police.
That's true. Okay, so there is also, as a parenthesis, there is also a love story going on, and a very weak love story between an interracial couple, a Chinese woman and a white guy.
That's barely a love story. Barely.
Exactly. It's like
the white guy's horny.
Should we fuck? And she says yes after dinner.
Yeah,
and he gets very excited. Okay, so there is a lot of loose ends which I think the director starts that he doesn't finish. But let's leave that aside. Okay. Your favorite aspect of movies is obviously casting, and mine as well, being a porn fanatic.
Porn fanatic.
There's a lot of great movies made with casting.
You have a PhD in porn.
In the Czech Republic, you can doctorate in it, and that's my plan for the near future. If this fails, so subscribe. So the casting. What do you think about the casting in the second one? And let's use the same formula as the Warcraft bit, which is the best casted actor. I think I know the answer to that one.
Sure.
And the worst one. Which one did you want to punch in the face with a nutcracker?
The one I wanted to punch in the face with a nutcracker. I don't know. It would probably be that dude. That accountant guy with glasses who's in the car with the Goldblum in the beginning, and it's never really clear what he does. Maybe they told the audience, but I didn't listen. Anyway, he's just annoying.
You mean the accountant that is told that he's a warrior?
You have
a warrior heart.
You have the soul of a warrior, or whatever you say. Yes. And he was annoying as fuck, and he was just there for some really sloppy comic relief that didn't land at all. I mean, that guy wasn't funny.
Yes, and let me take a guess. Your favorite casted person was
Liam Hemsworth. No, fuck that guy. Jeff Goldblum. Love Jeff Goldblum.
Yes, me too. He was actually one of the few successful laughs in this film.
Yeah, he was amazing.
And he did it with his acting as well. Mm. And I don't have a least favorite casted person in this. I do, however, think that I don't have a problem with movies portraying homosexuality stuff like that. One of my favorite movies that not one of my favorite movies, but a movie I liked was the independent mumblecore, hardcore, anal penetration, ass-licking film I Want Your Love, which I incidentally saw on a plane down to Spain. So I had to alt-tab when all the cocks came on the screen. So I had no problem with that because it was a true depiction of something. But in Independence Day 2, they threw these politically correct characters into the plot with just with the aim of being politically correct. So you have the all the races. Can you say races, or is that racist? Just saying race, is that racist?
In Sweden it's racist, but in the US it's not.
Okay, so I'm gonna say they have a representation from all the races. Pitbull. Okay, sorry. And you know what I mean. And they have a gay couple in the movie.
Old gay professors.
Old gay professors. So they get the gerontophilia in there as well. And what was I thinking about?
Female president.
Yeah, the female president, which is hasn't happened yet. We do sincerely hope it happens soon because it would mean peace for all the world. But they play on these politically correct things without an importance to the film. It's just throwing them in there, and that's really annoys me.
Yeah, exactly. And the problem I had with the old homosexual professor couple was that they became a sort of comic relief. That I felt like the filmmakers thought that we should laugh at. Oh, look at this old male couple.
Yes.
You know, it felt like some sort of comic relief. Like, why should we laugh at them being, showing emotions towards each other and calling each other babe or whatever they said, or sweetheart? I mean, it was just. It didn't add anything to the plot, and it was just they made those characters look ridiculous, and I thought it was sloppy.
All right, so talking about actors and acting, one of my biggest surprise going into this movie was the participation of Charlotte Gainsbourg.
Yeah. And she, me too. I had no idea that Charlotte Gainsbourg would be in this one, and she is sublime in the films that I've seen her before, especially in the Last Frontier films. In this film, she didn't actually, do anything. She was just there.
Yes, she didn't add much, but
she wanted a paycheck.
As an Easter egg, this was her first Hollywood appearance.
Yeah,
so that's cool. And Will Smith.
Yeah,
you're Will Smith after our galactic battle.
Galaga.
He wasn't in this? Did you miss him?
No, not at all. And I especially didn't miss him after I learned that he wanted a paycheck of $25 million to be in this one, and Fox coldly said no.
Good call, Fox, because Will Smith hasn't done anything of value ever. No, but he's not a star anymore. Who is he
he's not a big name
to want 25 million? Because the marketing department is like, yes, we'll buy you the amount of beer that is on this table, and you can be in this movie. Yeah. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah, and it's not a big pull. And I mean, the generation that's gonna go and see this film, they don't barely know who Will Smith is. I mean, during the 90s, he was
I know.
on the height of his...
I mean, when we were in the theater, I did not see one single person with a Fresh Prince in Bel-Air shirt.
No one! And you usually see those people.
Yes, you do. Okay, so moving on to the next subject. I think a lot of the degenerates that go to the cinema these days and revel in shit... they do that because they are amazed, as I am, with the 3D and special effects technique that are available. Sadly, that deprives the audience of a lot of substance in the manuscript phase. I think the studios now knows that even if the manuscript is a bit weak, we can sort of even that out with our special effects department, that if we have a big budget. So what did you think about the special effects and the 3D?
I thought the 3D was quite nice. I mean, 3D keeps on getting better and better. But it was there. I mean, it wasn't spectacular. I didn't sit there and stare at it in awe of the 3D. But it was a good addition to it, and the special effects. I mean, I thought they were pretty solid as well. Nothing that I saw that I thought looked bad, really. The CGI was well done, I believe. That's all I have to say.
Mm-hmm.
What about you?
Okay, so it's stone cold, like when you're playing poker. And yet I win every time. Okay, I do believe that out of the 3 movies that we watched for the Drunken premieres, which was Civil War, Captain America, and Warcraft, and this one, I would grade this as the lowest of those 3 in that department, because I think they spent too much time on the air fights. I think they should have developed the ecosystem that was on the mothership, and with the flora, it just became monotonous.
Yeah, they had a huge opportunity to make the film take another turn when they entered the ship and make it more of a suspense, sort of like Aliens-esque thing about it. And they had a real opportunity to make these aliens become terrifying, which they aren't, because you barely see them. They're not terrifying at all. You don't know what they can do. You don't know if they have special abilities or whatever. They're just there.
I do believe I have the explanation for that, though, and that is that the director,
Roland Emmerich.
Yes, thank you. I was meaning to say fill in the blanks. He has a fetish for nature.
Yeah,
I think he has a fetish for nature. I think he wanks off to big waves in Australia, because, and that's the reason why he's doing these disaster movies as well, because he can use the CGI and the special effects to create reactions in nature, which he does. Why would a fucking spacecraft go through the sea to create these huge waves crashing over? It's like he's a surfer dude from Australia.
Why couldn't they just shoot it from space? Why not just do that?
No, I do think that if people that died 1985 would live on to see this, they would be amazed. But we're getting a little bit used to this right now, and by those premises, I would say that Independence Day Resurgence 2. That's the third one. It's not a very impressive movie in that department.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, mostly for me, because I'm an egocentric bastard.
You're one of the idiots who saw this one.
Yes.
What more do we have? So now we have.
It's my job to see this crap.
We have gone through.
We can't do the art house cinephile 70s things, because then we would have 20 subscribers.
Even less subscribers.
Yes. Okay, so to sum this experience up and put a grade on it, to back things up. Frey didn't put a grade on Captain America. You just said it was shit film and you had to get angry. I put 3 out of 5. Warcraft, I think you put 3 out of 5, and I put 5 out of 5 because I was biased. And we're gonna grade this in just a minute. But is there any final thoughts on Independence Day that you want to share with our audience?
My final thought is that this film was bland. If I had described this film in one word, it was bland. It was extremely bland. I mean, it's forgettable. And the first one isn't forgettable because the first one did something that you hadn't really seen before. This one is just... just bland, and it's pretty boring. The action isn't that good. The only things that I enjoyed about this film was Jeff Goldblum, Bill Pullman, and the giant fucking queen alien at the end. I love that. I love that. If they would have more of that, I would give this film a higher grade. But unfortunately, they had pretty little of that.
Yeah, you know that by now, all you faithful viewers that watched every of our broadcasts, that Freya has a man crush on Jeff Goldblum and Ralph Fiennes. Those are the two, and Jeff Stryker. But that's
who's that?
That's a gay porn star.
Oh,
I'm the expert.
What's your take on it? Final thoughts.
Cheers.
Woo!
I would say that the movie is forgettable.
Yeah.
Just as you said. But there are a few aspects of Independence Day that are that I think the director
Roland Emmerich
spoils the opportunity to make something that is mediocre, and it makes it laughable. And one thing we've touched is the political correctness.
Yeah.
Another thing is that he, again, I was right. He repeats the very, very scratching on the surface philosophy. Once you get into larger troubles, everyone will unite and get their shit together and just be friends. And I think that's a pretty black and white picture to paint. And if you're going to make an attempt at philosophy in a science fiction movie, I think there are so many more directors, countless directors that has succeeded more than Roland Emmerich.
Absolutely. I mean, one thing now that you say it is, it would have been much more of an exciting sequel if there were actually large groups of people who had decided to side with the aliens. You know, like, no, they are right. Maybe they become some sort of death cult, like, we deserve to be extinct. Or, you know, they join them or something like that. But now you had, like, all of humanity, like, we are one, blah, blah, blah. Which will never happen. Anyway, so, yeah.
Yes. And if I would say which is the worst movie of Independence Day compared to Independence Day 2 Resurgence, I would have to go with Independence Day. I would still say the first one is the worst movie. The second one offers visual aesthetics that are sometimes compelling, and I don't know. It's both are like it's asphalt. Both are asphalt.
Yeah,
cinematic asphalt. What's your grade?
My grade for this one, because it was so.
Remember, you had shit movie and 3 out of 5.
Yeah. This one, it was extremely bland, but it wasn't boring. Well, it was boring, but it wasn't terrible. So I'm gonna give it 2 out of 5, because I didn't hate it as much as I hated Conjuring 2, for example. So I can't give this one a 1 as well.
That's a new take on it.
Yeah,
that's the problem with the 5-star scale.
Yeah. Yes. I didn't hate this one as much as I've hated other films. So
yeah, that's true. This is a better movie than Conjuring 2. It's a better movie than many movies. But okay, so I'm gonna give it a 2 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a 2 out of 10. It's better than Conjuring.
We're shaking it up!
It's not a 4 out of 10. It's not a 4 out of 10.
No.
So what's your grade on 1 to 10?
1 to 10?
3, 2.
I'm gonna say 3. 3 out of 10 sounds good.
3, 4. That's pretty much consensus.
Pretty much consensus.
Yeah.
That's a new one.
Okay.
First, pretty much consensus.
So for our final segment, Frey is going to rank the Roland Emmerich movies that he's seen. And you have a fetish for disaster movies, as you've seen.
Of course I do.
Quite a lot.
It reflects my psyche and my sexual life.
Alright, so but before we do that, we have had a tremendous supporters at Patreon down here, and don't forget to subscribe to enjoy more Drunken Madness.
Mel Gibson is the baddest of the baddest, and he kills a fucking guy with a flag. I mean, come on, who wouldn't want to see that? A big lizard running around through New York. Great stuff. Nothing more to say. Space, Jeff Goldblum, Bill Pullman, we already talked about it. Great film. Because of Dolph Lundgren. Nothing more to add. Kurt fucking Russell and Egyptian gods. Come on. That's pretty cool. This film is bad. I said before, it's bad and it's bland. This one is so fucking lame. It's painful. And this one is just atrocious. I don't even want to comment. It sucks. I hate it. It's a crime against humanity. Someone should be put in prison.